I still can't do a clean muscle up, but this is the closest I've ever been. And if you're like me, getting stronger, doing your pull-ups, doing your dips, but still not quite getting over the bar, you might be missing the exact same thing I was. Because there are three main parts to a muscle up. Pull strength, which I've been training with weighted pull-ups. Push strength, which I've been building with straight bar dips and traditional parallel dips. But I was completely neglecting the third piece, explosiveness. You can brute force your way to a muscle up just with strength, eventually, but most people don't get their first one strict. They get it with a bit of momentum. So it actually makes way more sense to train for that. The problem, I've been avoiding it like the plague because I hate bands. But if I actually want to stop doing these ugly chicken wing muscle ups and do one properly, I had to face it. So this week, I finally did. It all started one morning when I'd had enough and the delusion was strong. I still couldn't do a clean muscle up, so I knew it was time to level up my training. I attempted to do some banded muscle ups even though I hate them, and to my surprise, the combination of the purple and the red band felt almost easy. I was flying up. I'd got a few reps before I started to struggle, and I took that as a good sign that I could continue with even thinner bands for more of a challenge.
Come on. Nice. Nice.
I dropped the red, and you can see here how desperate I was to try just the purple band. I did get up, but that was very messy, and if I did 2 or 3 more reps, I would have definitely got a chicken wing and it would have defeated the point of even using a band. Remember, we want the banded muscle ups to feel challenging, but not so challenging that we eventually start to cheat and use a chicken wing. So I settled for something in the middle, which was the purple band and the very thin yellow band. This way, I always got a clean rep and cleared the bar on the first try, and sometimes if I was lucky, I'd get a second muscle up in a row, but most of the times just one. And that was fine for me. I ended up incorporating this in my routine so that I was doing 8 to 10 banded muscle-ups with a yellow and purple band for 1 rep. This meant that eventually even the first rep was a struggle to get over the bar, but I never gave up. The most important thing is I was trying with both elbows at the same time instead of cheating with the chicken wing and using one elbow. But sometimes, even my phone was embarrassed for me. It was like, I am protecting her from y'all seeing her struggle. I got your back. That's just what I imagine my phone sounds like if it was a person. One of my last reps, but I got a lovely compliment. I was definitely feeling tired this day. I think I did 12 reps or so, but you can see me really struggling even on that first rep, and when I couldn't get any more, it was time to call it a day. But not after I'd had a little bit more of a break and I attempted yet another one. It's just that they were so fun, and dare I say, I am coming around to the idea of even enjoying the bands. Wow. And that was an accurate depiction of what my most recent history with bands has looked like. So I guess you can understand a little bit why they haven't been my best friend, until now. This was my third session on the bands where I wanted to focus on the false grip as well, and keeping my legs straighter on the explosive pull. Now I know this means I don't get up as high, so I really have to struggle to get over the bar, but in the long run this will pay off, as I'm focusing on my upper body to give me that strength, as opposed to any momentum that I may gain from bending my legs to push up. And in Jade tradition, I only filmed the last 2 or 3 reps because I completely forgot. And so, yeah, you can really see the struggle there, but I promise the first few were much cleaner. Anyway, it doesn't matter because a rep's a rep, and I completed my 10 for the session.
Cuando quieras. Sí, 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 peleala, un poco más.
These have been my most recent attempts at achieving the 25 kilogram weighted pull-up. I'd had a couple of attempts that week, and this was the closest I got. My nose is basically touching the bar, and I still can't quite get my chin over, so I'm going to be very strict, and that does not count. I did have a few rest days before trying again later on, but as you can see from this attempt, I was even further away than my previous, and I know from recent history of doing weighted pull-up PRs that once you start going backwards, it's best just to leave it for a few weeks, even a month, before attempting again. One of the reasons I had felt recently I was strong enough to achieve the 25 kilograms weighted pull-up PR for me, being 52 kilograms myself, is because I had been completing 2 reps of 20 for 2 to 3 sets consecutively during my weighted pull-up part of my gym routine. Once I'd done 2 to 3 sets of 2 reps of 20 and I feel quite fatigued, I still carry on doing 20s but only 1 rep, and I carry on until I can't do any more. Again, this is one of my last sets of 1 times 20, so you can see from my face, I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
Big dips. Go on, strong. Push, push, push. Come on, Jade, let's go, let's go. You got this, girl.
That's a very low set of reps, I know, and I don't always push to my extremes, but I do train in a progressive overload fashion where I want to push myself even if the reps are low and the form is a bit messy but clean enough. Then that's good enough for me. So here I'm trying 5 kilogram dips. With the rings, there's always the element of instability, so of course you're going to be a bit more wobbly, especially if you're doing them weighted like I am here. On the last rep, I hold that static pose on the negative before resting. The rings are way harder, so what you saw there was me struggling using 5 kilograms weight. On the static parallel bars, so the traditional dips, I'm doing minimum 5 reps of 20 kilograms. They don't lie when they tell you that the rings humble you, and you can see the difference. Now, it's worth noting that even though I've just said this, I want to repeat, you see videos of me working at my end range using the progressive overload method where I want to challenge myself, and so I do fewer reps that perhaps aren't the cleanest, but they're good enough because I'm getting that low range and I'm making sure that I won't injure myself. I've been training like this for years, and this is the quickest way for me to get stronger. And I know it's anecdotal, but it's worked for me. So that's what I share on my channel. It doesn't work for everyone, and yes, my reps are extremely squeaky clean and I can do many more of them when they're not weighted. Remember, this is my YouTube channel, and so I'm just sharing what works for me, and I want to help other people. Yes, I seek to entertain people by doing silly things, but I also want to show people that with consistency and effort and particular training styles, you can improve your strength and live a better, healthier life. The thing is, when you spend a lot of time online, you end up in these echo chambers where all you see are the absolute best people in a sport. In calisthenics, that means perfect reps, insane strength, crazy skills, and it can start to feel like that's the standard, but that's not reality. I want to make this feel more accessible, because yeah, I am strong now, but I didn't start here, and I've tried to show that whole journey along the way. I'm not some elite calisthenics athlete at all. I know I've got a long way to go, but I've worked my way to being pretty good, and if I can get to this point, so can you. I don't show this much in my videos, but I do also use barbells and dumbbells and traditional gym exercises to supplement my calisthenics training. I was particularly stoked on this day because I managed to get 6 to 7 reps of 32.5 kilograms overhead shoulder press. I love any type of movement, to be honest, and lifting heavy stuff just feels good. I'm not there yet, but I'm closer than ever. So if you're on this journey too, stick around. We're going to be flying up over that bar in no time. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a little like. It does so much for my tiny channel. And subscribe if you haven't already. If you're interested to see where I started from, I'll link you up to my Muscle Up playlist. And ciao!